axis to the y-axis to the points of the z-axis. In the electrical framework of string theory, 6 extra dimensions are said to be compacted by other 3 spatial dimensions are not. Time is also considered as an extra dimension. While it might sound strange to realize string theory to require 26 space-time dimensions, and super string theory to require 10 space-time dimensions in order to be consistent. These 2 numbers already learn and common often with other tetragrammaton tetractors. What is more amazing is how the clear BL manifold with really flatness string theory's juice resembles the 2-headed clock. A god of duality, like harmony and chaos, or possibly the outer and middle world, which are separated from being united together. In quantum physics, there is wave-particle duality.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Let that 303 do its thing. I guess it's summertime. It's been a little while. It's been busy around here, actually. Our whole summer program getting started. It's really busy around here. It's great. Lots of people in and out. We got our high school kids doing their summer camp. We got our advanced summer program, which I'm helping to teach, and our beginner summer program. There's a nice fresh influx of people around here. It's inspiring. All these people in here dedicated to making the music. All right. Who is first in the chat today? Luminous Cloud. Nerds, Zoids, Button Pushers. I should just make a track that says that through a vocoder, and it's probably going to be great. Luminous Cloud coming through. Stereo Decor. What's up? Josh Holiday. Functor is here. Marco Freudenberg. Heidi Ho. Amy. Karsten Becker. Jen Kalinowski. Bug Tank. Hey. Yeah, that intro kind of jumps out at you, doesn't it? Sorry that I startled you. Mr. Alolo. Nice to have you. This looks like a new name. Lido. Hey, what's up? Audio Muscle is here. Y'all talking about fours? Yeah, I got Opal. I haven't played with Dyad yet. I think if I was more into the Push 3 experience, I probably would have done it already. I just haven't been a haven't been using my controllers so much lately. It's all right. Trackpads and mice work just fine. What's up, Doug? Martin Crockett with the Clash reference, right? We got Rip, and we got another AIM, and AIM. There's like AIM notes. Tell me how I'm doing pronouncing that. Hot over in Belgium. Yeah, it was like 100 degrees in Fahrenheit here a couple days ago. All right, Simple Sam. Let's get into it. I'm dragging my feet, taking my time. This track's almost over already. Let's bring it in. What's up, everybody? That was a nice long intro. Here we are. It's Selway's Techno Electro today, Saturdays, back after a little bit of a pause. I've been telling you every now and I've been coming on and I've been saying, hey, you know, I'm not doing it every week right now. There's a lot going on. Things are busy. Got my other life to live. Family, work here at 343 Labs, all of that. So, yeah, I hope that's okay with you guys. I'm glad you're all are sticking with me. I posted in the Discord as well, just saying thank you to everybody for hanging out all of this time and being a part of it, and you know, doing the sample challenges and the remix challenges and contributing to feedback sessions. Which, speaking of, I was trying to get Funk to Void in here. Some of you might have noticed that I was on his show. Beat the Buzz or whatever it's called on Twitch, where he does feedback sessions with various guests, and it was nice to do the show with him and to reciprocate. I want to have him on my show. He's traveling. I think he's in Vietnam. He's in Southeast Asia, east somewhere. Anyway, we got to get him on to do a feedback session. You know, fair is fair, Lars. Get with it. Give me a date. When are you free? I know it's like a 12 or 13 hour time difference, but we'll work it out. I'll get up early, whatever it takes. You stay up late anyway, right? Yeah. And I sent a couple of feelers out to get some electro guests on the show. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep you posted. And I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't talk a little bit more about 343 Labs. You know, maybe you're new here. Maybe you don't know. But yeah, I help run this music production school here in New York. We also have a location in Berlin, which actually they're just moving to a new space, which is really exciting. Saw some, I don't have pictures to show you, but yeah, they're doing construction. It's great. They're building a soundproof studio and everything. It's cool. So if you would like to know more about what we do, check the description. You got links to click on. You can find out all about our upcoming classes, our upcoming special events, which are streamed. Actually, you know, some of them are streamed. And Great Dane, one of our resident artists and instructors here, he's more into the bass music kind of world, trap and hip hop and bass music. And he does a sample challenge called Shop Shop, which of course you guys are all invited to participate in as well. So keep an eye out for that. They happen pretty much every month. And they are also live stream here. But then if you're in the New York area, we have events almost every week. We have open houses, we have master classes, we have the Ableton Live user group, which I usually am sort of presenting, and then we have guests there too sometimes. And actually, we've been even featuring our students, like some of our more accomplished or hardworking or whatever it is, something about them that we like. We like to show off our students to the public as well, so everybody gets an idea of what it's like to be here. You know, sometimes I'll do a presentation with a student, like kind of like it's a mentorship / private lesson, but with an audience, right? Where we're working on their music and sort of talking about what they do, and people get a feel for what it's like to study here. So yeah, check that out if you're interested. We have online classes as well if you're not here in New York or in Berlin. And what else was I going to say? Right. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord. There's a link below to join that as well. That's whenever we do feedback sessions and sample things and remix things. And, you know, anytime there's kind of a collective group effort to participate, that's the first place you'll hear about it. I mean, I might talk about how it's going to happen on the live stream, but if you're in the Discord, you'll get the first notification when there's like parts ready to download and what's going on with that. So please jump in there and yeah, I'll drop in there every now and then to hear what you guys are, submitting for feedback and so on. So what are you all up to? It's been a little while. What you guys talking about? Eatsy, yeah, welcome. You're late, but never, better late than never, right? And we got Dave Sweetmiller, hello. Jaja 9000 is back. Good evening, Stefan Peets. Glad you were looking forward. I know it's been a little while. And, okay. Pronounce in French, you almost got it good. Okay, that I will never do that again. I'm sorry about that. That accent was awful. Please forgive me. Amy says it's cold up in Scotland. Yeah, it's actually cooler here. It's like 70 something. I can't think. And I know a lot of you are in Europe and you're like 70. What? Fahrenheit is just stuck in my head because I'm American. We're behind the times, right? We need the metric system in Celsius, right? Mr. Allo, love from Bordeaux, fantastic. And so let's see, what are we going to do today? Electro on my mind. I've been working on a techno track for a little while, and now I decided to switch a little bit. But also, I'm doing a bit of a try new plugin today, and I just went ahead and bought it because I saw it, and I'm like, that looks cool, and it's cheap, and I don't want to deal with a demo, so I just bought it. And yeah, we're looking today at this Halogen FM. The joy, what does it say? The joy of FM without the headaches. Well, I'll be honest. I love FM synthesis. I don't find it to be a headache at all. And every now and then someone comes out with a plugin that's like, ooh, FM made easy. And you're like, I'm like, right? So I think there's just, I understand how FM works. I don't need the easy one. But then also, it looks cool. And it is easy. And sometimes the interface makes or breaks it, right? Like this is a 2-operator FM synthesizer, but it's got some cool tricks up its sleeve, and it's got a very useful randomization setup. So that was my idea today. Like, I love FM synthesis. I'm going to make it. I have a little electro sketch that I've started, and I think what we're going to do is just play around with Halogen FM, see what comes up, and yeah. Now, there's another side of this, right? So randomly generating FM weird noises for electro, right? That seems kind of ideal to me, just for a fun thing to do with you guys today. But I also thought, okay, we're trying a new plugin, but let's also dig up a plugin that I've neglected, right? So I love Synplant, but I keep forgetting to use it. So I'm going to use Synplant a little bit, but also I'm going to use this whole like AI, whatever, algorithmic sound analyzation and recreation thing. So the idea is that I'm going to randomize sounds on Halogen, and when I like something, I'm going to freeze that, we'll turn it into audio, and then drag that into Synplant and have it analyze it and try to recreate it and see if I can get some cool variations of it. And, whether or not this ends up being a really cool track or not, or whatever, I'm still going to have gone through and made some weird noises and had fun. That's my goal today. Have fun a little bit. All right. So Doug Smith is saying FM is confusing at first. I understand the concept. Maybe it'll be useful. Yeah. And Audio Muscle loves FM, tried many plugins, but keeps coming back to Operator. Good old faithful Operator. Me too. Operator's amazing because it's just one of the most straightforward. And it also has some cool tricks. Like you can do the additive waveforms, and it's also just a really good subtractive synth all by itself. So, yeah. Let's see. What do I have here? What does this sound like? Does it work? Do you hear the music? Is there any doubling? Does it sound weird? I've got the dark, ominous, stripped down, minimal electro vibe happening. Quiet? You want me to turn it up? Let's turn it up. Yeah, let's see if I can't just pump this up a little bit. Are you sure it's quiet? Hey, you're right, it's quiet. Let's pump this up a little bit. Let's fix this. Aha, I see what happened. I accidentally turned down the track. I knew there was something. That's why I asked y'all. Let's make sure that it's working fine. How's that? Hear better? Bug Tank's asking if I'm still an FM8 fan. Yeah, I always love FM8. I haven't used it in a while. But since you mentioned it, let's see what I got. Do I even still have? Yeah, of course I have it. All right, let's throw in an FM8 there just because. Why? FM8's still cool to use because it's of this stuff, of the morphing. Like there aren't a lot of I think there's some FM synths out there that do this kind of thing, but this sort of quadrant-based morphing thing for FM, you can do some really wacky stuff with this. Probably not so far off from what Halogen's doing randomly, just moving your around in your quadrants. Anyway, yeah, I love FM8. Every now and then they have it on sale for super cheap, so keep your eye out. I think they were selling it for like $10 a couple of years ago, which is ridiculous. All right. And yeah, Bug Tank was talking about using FM8 in synthesis class. Yeah, wow. Bug Tank goes back, right? We are all like, we're using like mostly Arturia synths now, but yeah, I pull out the FM8 every now and then for class here at 343 Labs. All right, so what are we doing? Let's take a look at what Halogen is all about. I know this isn't a tutorial. This isn't like a overview like people do. This is just me kind of messing around. But the first thing I did literally when I opened this up was just click, right? It's got these little buttons here, these little stars, and that's pretty much a randomize operator parameters. Yeah, randomize operator parameters, and then this one randomizes everything. And then also if you just click on this pretty picture in the middle, what does this sound like? Let me make sure my, yeah. I mean, that's a cool sound already. That was a random one. Let's well, all right. I also want to make sure I understand how this all works because I like that sound. I want to save it. Let's save this under user, and it's a lead, and it's long release, and it is whatever. That's good enough, right? Let's hit save because wait, is that how it works? Okay. Save. There, it is saved in the... All right, I guess I still need to learn how to use this thing because it's not saved where I thought it was saved. Whatever. Let's just click on that. Don't like that one. I like this. Like weird FM kind of drone rhythmic effect thing. All right, let's try that again. If you just want to make weird noises with an FM synth, this is pretty good. That's good. All right. Okay, don't love it. Click. No. It really is just sort of luck of the draw, right? This random thing. All right, so already that's enough to like this, I think, is just generating fun, weird, random textures and patterns, and that's pretty. I like it when a synth with randomization can come up with stuff that's like subtle, right? I like that. I would take that and let's see. Does this thing have built-in effects? Yes. Plus, all right. There's all it's got is a reverb. Now, I always appreciate it when you can adjust a reverb size without having it click. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to like play with that and modulate it? We can use other reverbs to do that. Ooh. Yeah, there's some really nice subtlety going on. And I mean, that's a random patch worth saving. Let's see if I can figure out how to save that. All right, that's the save button. Going to user, pads, whatever, patch name. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, there it is. There's the name. Here, we'll call it, even though it was randomly generated, I'm going to take credit for it. And let's hit save. Yeah, it's there. It's on the hard drive, and it's showing up on the right side there. I don't know why it didn't save the other. It saved the other one. Is it init? I don't know, or didn't save the other one. Maybe I lost that one. All right. Well, I'm figuring it out. All right. Now, again, the idea here was I want to like kind of generate a sound and then either add it to my sketch and or like see how Synplant handles it. I'm not sure I would bother putting this one in Synplant. I was thinking more weird noises to challenge the Synplant thing to see what it does with the weird stuff. All right, well, that one's saved. I can come back to it. Let's keep randomizing. Wait, oh, here's another cool thing. You can undo the randomization. Like if you hit one and then you click it again and like, oh, I like the last one, you can go back to it. This is what you all signed up for today, right? Me just making weird noises for an hour. All right, let's keep going. All right, I like this sound, except that there's two layers to it, right? There's like the one that's sort of more bassy and rhythmic, and then there's the higher pitched one that sounds like a nee. Right, and I can control the mix of that here. Right, so I just want this. All right. It's not completely... where's the panning? There's the panning. Right, so here's another thing I like about this. And, you know, a lot of FM synths have this. It has looping envelopes. Although I think in this case... let's see, is it the mod that's doing it? Yeah, there it is. Right. So part of this is just me fumbling around and figuring out what's modulating what. Like if I generate a sound randomly, how do I make it more, how do I change it in a way to control it? And then in that way, I'm going to figure out how this thing works. Okay, timbre looks like it's just increasing or decreasing the amplitude of the modulator. All right, we have our ratio and our fundamental, like carrier frequency. Ring, is that just doing amplitude modulation in addition to FM? Sounds like it. Okay, so I kind of like that sound. Let's see if it just fits with what I've got before I do anything else with it. I like the idea of, I've done this before where I have like a tight funk electro rhythm and then I do something polymetric on top of it. As long as it's not too sloppy, I kind of like the idea of this, but I'm not sure. Well, we'll see. Yeah. But I want to figure out like I played with the LFO. But that's not doing the rhythm. What's doing the rhythm? And I think it's the envelope looping, right? So that's how I'm going to change that. that rhythm, that polymetric, or I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm cool, let's just throw that in there and, keep that, but maybe also challenge Synplant to resynthesize that and see what happens, right? So all right, good enough. Quantize it or leave it loose? It's Electro, right? Doesn't it need to be tight? All right. I'm quantizing the ends of the notes too, just to be super, super tight. And then I think I made this clip a bar too long. I hit stop too late on that on the slot. All right, so that's a good start. I looking over at Synplant. Let's see. Right, this was the first one I tried. Like this sound, right? That I sampled that, and then I dragged that sound into Synplant, and it came up with something pretty darn close. It's not the same, but cool nonetheless. And actually, the ones I like the best are the ones that sound the least like it. That's got some cool phasey thing going on. And that's got some pitch bend going on. Wow, these sounds are dark and strange. It reminds me of an old Audacur track that does something like that. Okay, I'm gonna maybe turn that into audio. I'm not sure. So, what if we do this? I always get confused when I switch between working with audio clips and working with MIDI clips while I'm writing stuff, because just having them loop the way I want to. I think what I want to go for is, and then let's duplicate this and have this be a response to it. We'll put it here on the third bar. And maybe this will work. They sound so close underneath. It got some of the fundamental of that sound is very close to the original, and that's a cool variation on it. It sounds really sludgy, right? It's definitely coming up from the sewers, this one. right, I don't like it when it overlaps with this. I feel like I need a hi-hat. I'm going to do a hi-hat, and then I'm going to do some more playing around with Halogen and Synplant. Let's see. Or something zappy or something. I don't know. Let's see what Live's sample search comes up with. All right, no. I've been trying to remember to do this lately, the sound similarity search. Like, that's close to what I want. Let's see what else it finds. Right, they all sound the same to me right now. I'm just going to take that one. Why not? Put that here. Put that here. Nope, put that here. And another thing I've been reminding myself to do letely is to use the drum sampler for this stuff. Let's start with quarter notes. Keep it straight. Playing around with the timbre on this. All right, what does this sound like? What does the bright and the distort do on this operator? Mix distortion. Sounds good. I like it. All right, so that's a good thing to play around with in the synth. What's bright do? Right, does it give me a... Yeah, I don't know what it's doing. It could be actually just adding harmonics to the modulator. It sounds like it's less sine wave when I do that. Which normally what you would need to do is add another modulator. So that could be also another modulator at a higher frequency. What does this sound like with... Let's play around with the reverb a little bit on this one. All right, I like the lower depth on the modulation. Ooh. All right. It's an okay reverb. I think I'll probably, I'll use it. It sounds cool, but probably when I want to get deep with the reverb, I'm going to pick like a Valhalla or a Convolution or something like that. Get a little variation on that hi-hat. Okay, I'm having fun. I'm going to open up another instance of this Halogen and see if I can find that sound that I saved earlier. There's this one, but I have no idea where the other one went. Do I have to load that up from how do I do that? There's no open from Yeah, I have no idea how to find it. Close. I'm gonna have to get my head around this. That first one I saved it as a lead, right? Maybe if I go in, is it this one? Schmo. I should have put my name on it. I should have added a tag to it or something. Ah, well, I'll probably never find it again, but whatever. All right, I'll just stick with that other kind of pad sound that I made. I'm trying to decide whether I want to have this be more kind of stripped down and heavy and just beats and weird bass and weird noises, or do I want to get kind of spooky and atmospheric? And sometimes I like doing chill, dark stuff like that. So I'm kind of that sound makes me want to play stuff like that, like little clusters of like a pad or. Whatever. What? I forgot. This thing has aftertouch. I totally forgot about that. That's great. All right, let's put some like fancy sound and reverb on this. Let's put supermassive on it. Something redonkulous. Something massive or large. Final frontier. All right. I like that first chord that I played. What happens if I aftertouch it? I'm going to touch it. Is it channel pressure? I always forget. Yeah, I'll just record it again. Whoa, it just kind of broke up there. Too much reverb. If I could figure out how to make this, I like that sound, but maybe I don't want the pitch bend. All right, how do we... Right, you've got the little AFTs around on everything. There we go. Now I got rid of the pitch bend. I got AFT on the timbre. Let's try this one. That's a lot of reverb. I'm sorry. All right. Let's try to find a better, like, different reverb. C-beams. Right, I know you can't see what I'm doing with my hands, but I'm just pressing down on the keys with the aftertouch on this thing. All right. I'll get this, I swear. It might not happen on the stream today, but I'm going to figure this out. Something like that. Maybe in part of the track. You can kind of, in the arrangement, I can have like a chill, deep part contrasting with the weirder, darker, twisty, bassy part. All right. I'm all over the place today. What's going on? Maybe it's too much caffeine. It's my favorite local coffee shop, Variety. They're not paying me, but I'm just going to point them out. They're very good. Let's take a little pause. I feel like I need to refresh my brain and say, hey, it's always Electro Saturdays, and it's getting weird. Hope you're having a good Saturday yourself. Thanks to everybody hanging out in the chat with me today. What are you guys talking about? Let's see. Audio Muscle should be under no tag leads long release. Oh, you're helping me find the sound that I saved and then I put it in the wrong place. Yeah. Did you actually, Kozeps, get the name Foripe? Yeah, it does random names. I should probably change the name to something that I remember instead of those random combinations of letters that it throws out at you. Jaja 9000 saying Slice and Amen break up with this. Yeah, I've done that before, like combining kind of sparse electro stuff with drum and bass / breakbeat kind of chopped stuff. That could be good. Joel Riquelme, hey, what's up? Likes the distortion. Yeah, I mean, the distortion thing sounds pretty good on that sound. When I was playing around with it a little bit earlier today, yeah. Sometimes it gets really noisy. It depends on how bright the sound is already, but you can get into noise, like total white, almost like white noise, when you add distortion to very bright FM sounds. And, Galaxian. Jaja's like, sounds like a Galaxian track. I like that. Dude. Thanks. Cool. So, someone was talking about noise before, and that I think, I don't know if it was Simple Sam, but there's something about I noticed when I first started listening to this that a bunch of the sounds had like a hiss or a noise to it. It almost sounded like lower resolution, lower bit rate, sample rate kind of noise, or like I don't know. It even though this is like a super modern looking synth interface, it has kind of it can have kind of a vintage FM sound as well. There's something about, there's a little bit of dirtiness to it. Almost like those Sega, the FM chips in the Sega or the Mega FM kind of sound. It's a little crunchy FM. It's not bright and clear. And this one reminds me of that. You know, it's got the distortion and the noise in it. It definitely makes it good for like weird electro and techno sounds. All right. Let's try, and maybe the reverb is noisy too. Cool. Let's see what happens. All right, let's go back to seeing how Synplant deals with these weird noisy FM sounds. I'm going to go back to this one. I want to take this bass-ish, wobbly bassy thing. Right, that kind of buzzy. What note is that? Let's get the screen bigger again here. All right, so. I think there's kind of a length limit. I'm not sure. Like sometimes when I put samples into, I've done it so little, I'm not going to say I know exactly what I'm talking about. Right. But it doesn't always get the whole thing. All right, so let's make that 2 bars. All right, I'm not gonna bounce track in place. I'm gonna freeze it. I'm just gonna do it the old school way. You know, Live 12.2 has the new bounce things, but I'm just gonna option drag this, and now I have my sample. And let's do another instance of Synplant, because I don't want to take the trouble to save that one. Let's go over here into the Geno patch and drag my frozen FM sound in there. Oh, right, let's get this unsoloed here for a second. Now, can I change that? Yeah, I can't really go past the end. I think that's what I was talking about. Like, what if I want to get the whole shape of that sound? Anyway. Oh, and this is the other thing I wanted to try. So I'm going to set up an audio track to record the output of Synplant making the sound, right? Because it plays the sound as it tries to generate it, to recreate it. And sometimes it's really cool. It comes up with these weird little things, little in-between sounds. So I want to try to capture those also. So, all right. Will this work? Let's see. I'm going to arm that track. Yep. Let's turn that monitor to in. I want to choose track 6. Yep. And let's turn that off so we don't hear it doubled. All right, and I'm going to hit... Actually, you know what? I need to stop all of the other clips first because we don't want to hear the whole beat going on while we do this. And I don't need that. Hit record. And drag... Oh, I think I just need to click this play, right? This generate. And now all that weirdness is getting recorded in this clip. The last time I did it was more interesting. It was kind of going up and down and being weirder, more like kind of like a weird sound effect ambient thing. But now it's just droning on that one note. So a little bit less of an interesting sound generation process. But there's still some cool little changes. I could chop it up later. That's nice. It's thinking. It's growing. It's trying to evolve. I think once I put a silent sample in it and it just freaked out a little and made bleepy noises. Like it tried to make something out of nothing. I'm going to try that again. All right. So yeah, anyway, the last time I did this, it sounded cooler. It's get the noise though. Like that Halogens makes noise in the sound, and this Synplant is capturing that as well. It noticed that there's like some white noise in there. Interesting. Okay, so we got something. We got a bunch of variations on a sound I could have made myself. But that's all right. Is it done? It's almost done. It's not quite done yet. It's still kind of... I don't know. Maybe it's done. Let's stop. Let's see. All right, so I have all that audio now. That sounded pretty. Yeah, they're all very similar. It didn't really do a lot of variation here. So, you know, let's try this again. All right, I'm going to try this one more time and see if it's more interesting. I think we can do better. I'm not even going to save that one. So let's do another halogen. Oh, no, let's not quit. We're going to try this one more time and see if my process comes up with some interesting things. All right, that's just a preset. That's the first thing you do, right? I didn't even do that. I haven't even listened through the presets on this thing yet. I just knew as soon as I started clicking on it, it would just randomize and make weird noises. But it's capable of doing some nice, pretty sounds as well as weird stuff. All right, but let's just click random and see what happens. Whoa. Sharp. Got to be careful with FM and bright, high frequencies. I want something more percussive. That's another thing I want to see. Can this randomly generate something very percussive? Because FM's good at making percussion. Does its sort of random algorithm do that? Interesting. Sometimes it's short and plucky. All right, someone stop me. That's really cool. The ones that I'm liking so far today. Maybe it's the mood I'm in. I like the dark drony sounds that this thing is coming up with randomly. It's cool. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to just make a percussive sound, like a noisy, short. I might just have to do it myself. Whoa. What was that? Now, that switch was really cool. I'm going to try something. All right, we're going to try to... I'm just going to capture audio of me playing it. And then, I don't know. All right, so we want Halogen 2, monitor in. Right. Let's do that instead of... All right, so wish me luck. I'm going to try and capture that cool transition between... Yeah, you hear that? Where it just kind of jumped out. That was great. I'm going to try to do a low one. Okay. One of those should be good. Let's stop that and see what we can't do with it. All right. Isn't this fun, everybody? I feel like things are going slowly, but you know what? That's life. Sometimes that's just when you're making music, it takes a while to get to where you wanted to go. Let's do it like this. Let's see if simpler will make my life easier and I can slice it a little bit. So I'm going to take this and drop it in here and go to slice mode and reduce the sensitivity a little bit and see if I can't get this going a little bit better. There. Stuff like that I was looking for. Just like the harmonics and the reverb on the tail of that sound. Oof. Yep. That's what I was looking for. I'm just going to take that one. All right. So let's just do this. I know where it is now. I'll just isolate it. Like I wanted a percussive noisy transient, and I heard it when I was switching between those random things. And there it is. All right, crop sample. Show in browser. I can just drag that into Synplant now. This session is getting to be a mess. I'm going to have to sort it out later. I'm rushing. So I want to get this in before I have to wrap it all up. All right. There we go. There's Genopatch. All right. I'm going to locate this sample again. Let's drag this in and analyze it. Whoa. Sorry. I knew it was going to get weird. While we're waiting. Ooh, that was good. I wanted big noisy impacts and I got them. hit some of those downbeats with those big splashes of noise. That was cool, the low one. Thank you, Synplant, you came through. All right, sorry. I'm psyched with that. I'm glad to get a bunch of crazy noise hits for my track. Just random generation, resampling, throwing it into Synplant, and coming up with something new and interesting variations. Totally down with it. A little annoying for you guys to listen to, I think. That was nice, right on time. Okay. I know this is all over the place, and I'm totally losing my place. Like, what is what? Which track is doing what? But now this is what Synplant came up with, right? That's cool. With that little trill in there. It's like noise through reverb. Oh, that was good. It sounded like a screech. All right, they're all kind of sounding the same now. I also have to try them on different pitches. And then if I go back... There. I like the ones that sound like they have chords in them. Let's reduce... That's what's going on under the effect. So it's actually not that complex, right? Like, it did a good job at simulating the sample, but that's what I love about like Synplant. That's really clever. Is it like it's able to do it with not too complicated synthesis, right? I mean, that's noise and LFO and pitch modulation, and I like it. And I like that tone that's coming through in the reverb. I wish I'd had more low end. Maybe I can layer it with something. So I don't know. Let's listen to this. Yeah. I got all excited, and now I don't like it anymore. Anyway, so that was an interesting, fun experiment to play around with the Halogen with you guys. I need to get to know it better, right? This was really like literally the first time I've used it. I like it. I think, 33 pounds well spent. And I'm all about cool FM synths, and this is a cool FM synth. And fun to just randomize and come up with crazy stuff. And then doing the whole sort of sound design process, hit or miss, right? Just turning it into audio, bringing that audio into Synplant, seeing what Synplant comes up with. Almost there with the noises. I kind of like the first one I did with where I was doing the bass, the more FM bass sound in Synplant, and it made a nice variation of that. That was cool. I've got some more work to do with this beat though. I think the last thing I was going to play around with, and this is one of the reasons that I was reminding myself to use the new drum sampler in live, is to play around with the effects, the built-in effects in here. I like the idea of making this, doing that time stretch thing on the clap, and it gets to be kind of a comb filtery thing, right? And it made me wish, I wish I could control this more precisely, like with an LFO. Of course, I can use automation. I could use like a Max for Live kind of device to have that play around. I like that. that could be fun to play around with. The only limitation I think with that I wouldn't mind having two effects that at the same time. Like, wouldn't it be cool if I could do like pitch mod on my drum and also stretch it or loop it or something, right? That would be a nice update for them to do in another version of Live, is more modulation. Of course, it's not simple anymore, but whatever. I want it to be more complicated. All right, that's enough. I got to go. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. This has been fun. Glad to come back and do some weird electro noises with you. And I don't know. I'm going to work on this a little bit more, see if I can refine my take on these sounds and try to finish the track for once, right? I'm almost done with that techno track that we were doing the last couple times. And I'm going to try to finish this one too. And then just keep going, keep plugging, keep pushing forward. So everybody enjoy your week. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, see you next time. Adios.